So far in this module, we've discussed data flow between parent and child components. To pass data down to child components, we use component attributes. And to send data up to parent components, we use component events. But as your project grows, there may be times when you need to send data down through several levels of child components or to multiple components at once. In these cases, instead of using attributes and events, you can use context, which allows you to share formulas and workflows with child components regardless of where they fall in the component hierarchy. When you need to share formulas and workflows via context, it's a common pattern in Nordcraft to create a context provider component, which you can use as the parent component on a page or in another component. This component usually has just one responsibility, which is to export workflows and formulas for use in child components. This pattern is useful if you want to maintain a single source of truth for specific formulas and workflows, and be able to update the application state from multiple components. Take, for example, this shopping website. When I click Add to Cart, you'll see the number of items updated in the top right and the list of items updated below the products. These are two separate components, Cart Badge and Cart Panel. When the Add to Cart button is clicked, instead of triggering a component event, where both the Cart Badge and Cart Panel components will need to listen to that event and react to it, it calls a workflow provided by a parent component, the Cart Context. The Cart Context component is the parent component of both the Cart Badge and the Cart Panel. It contains all formulas and workflows needed to power a single source of truth for the shopping cart, which are exposed in the context so that the other components can use them. Let's open the Cart Context component to take a closer look. On the data panel on the right, you'll see a cart variable, 3 formulas, and 2 workflows. To the right of the names of the formulas and workflows, you'll see a double circle icon, which means they are exposed in the context. You can expose formulas and workflows in the context by clicking the Expose in Context checkbox in either the top left of the formula editor or at the top right of a workflow dialog. To use these workflows and formulas outside of this component, you can subscribe to them from any child component. For example, to use the cart count formula to show the number of items in the cart on the badge at the top right, navigate to the Cart Badge component, find the Context section in the data panel, and click the plus button. In this dialog, you'll see a drop-down with all available contexts. Below that, you can choose which formulas and workflows you need in that component. Any part of the context that you're subscribed to will show up in the formula editor and workflow editor in that component. In the product card, we're subscribed to the Add to Cart workflow from the cart context. This workflow is triggered via a click event on the Add to Cart button. And in the Cart Panel component, we're subscribed to everything except the Add to Cart workflow because we don't need that in this component. Again, the Remove from Cart workflow is triggered on a click event in the usual way. The only difference to what we covered in previous lessons is that this workflow is available on the cart context, which is acting as the single source of truth for all cart functionality. It's still recommended to use component attributes and events when you only need to share data between direct parent and child components. But as your project grows, you'll find that context helps simplify sharing data between more deeply nested components and helps you maintain a single source of truth for different parts of your application state.